Okay.
My name is Emeka Ifejawa, and sitting beside me is a tenant in my house, Miss Okechukwu Nkechi Mildred. She moved into the house as soon as I completed the house sometime last year. She moved in precisely in August. So due to the tenancy system, the system of agreement, we left August for her, and then her rent started counting from September 1. Now, I discovered within 1 month or two that she was around, that all kinds of people are flowing into the compound, and then different kind of faces. I don't know where they are from, and most of them very unreasonable, very arrogant. And then I want to know, I tried to find out what these people are all about. And then she shifted the blame, that my wife gives me information about her, and then she attacked my wife. I was not at home on the day she attacked my wife. Then on my way on coming back, with that fury, as I got home, my wife stopped me. She said I shouldn't do anything to anybody. I shouldn't involve police. I shouldn't arrest anybody. That as soon as she finished calling me,
Right.
that the lady came upstairs to my apartment, knocked on the door, and met her and said, please don't tell your husband. And then at the end of the day, I considered that I didn't even call her to order or anything. I just followed what my wife told me. I should just forgive her. And then I forgot about that. But this thing continued. Prominent among the things that she has done there is that I have 3 tenants. She ganged this tenant against me. She ganged them against my family, that nobody in the compound will say good morning to me, nobody will say hi. That's not a problem, because you may not want to say hi to me. I don't know, you may have your reasons. So I just overlooked that area. The 3 tenants joined her. If I call her and say, we want to buy this, we want to do this in the compound, then the next minute she gathered the remaining tenants and they are holding meeting for hours. Now, this thing continued and then unabated. And then when I checked and I found out that this lady is the issue we are having in the compound, I decided, when her rent was about 6 months, I think precisely at the month of February, I issued her a 6 months notice. I called my lawyer, and my lawyer issued her a 6 months quick notice, which expired August 31st. And it also coincided with the day her rent expired. Now, at the end of that, the lawyer told me that we must issue a 7 days notice of owner's intention. Then I gave her a 7 days notice through my lawyer. Now, after the 7 days, she goes about in the compound, in the street, and telling people that human rights told her that she will stay in my house as long as she wants, that she will give all kinds of allegations against me, that human rights will turn the case against me. That's all this. I don't know. Just what was happening is what I'm saying. Now, I have witnesses. I have people that can come if you wish. Now, this thing continued because I am gentle. All the time she said she made jest of my prayer in my house, the house where I built. She says I pray, I make noise all through the night that I'm praying. And she's living downstairs and I am up. I don't know why. So this thing continued, and then her 7 days of owner's intention has expired. She said she will drag this matter to anywhere. She's not leaving. Without any cogent reason why she will not leave. She didn't meet me and say she wants this, she wants that. She just adamantly stayed there and refused to go. And all over the street, including the street chairman, I got to know that she told them that she will stay there as long as she wants. Now, I have kept quiet since 31st of August, when everything elapsed. I think 7th of September, when the owner's intention elapsed, the 7 days. I have been quiet. I have not been doing anything. She does all kinds of things in the compound. I wish I can bring somebody, because all the things she did, prominent among it is that I believe nobody can take what she has done to me, and I took it and swallowed it. A day I was coming back, she saw me coming to my compound. She rushed into the compound and locked the compound and told the tenant living downstairs, she's alive, that the children should not near open that door. For me, in my compound, where I
And your wife is there?
My wife was there. My wife was inside the compound. Me, I just left her. I just went outside to get something. Then on coming back, this lady jammed the door. Then the woman that stays downstairs, that she was controlling, because she's controlling the compound, all the tenants, she's controlling them. She said if she goes to police, she will cry. Police will turn the case against me. And she will cry. She will do this. I said, okay, police don't have the spirit of God. You can go there and cry, and they will have pity on you, and they feel that I am the one at this thing. But I am the one at the receiving end at every time. And every point in time, I didn't take this woman to the police. I thought when this thing expires that she was going to go without trouble. But she refused to go. At a point, this lady took me to the police. The reason why she took me to the police. A guy she brought in somebody into the compound, and these are people she has been telling things about me, and these people are looking at me with disdain. These people are looking at me from head to toe. As I walked into the compound, this young man was sitting down there looking at me like, and I asked the young man, is anything the matter? The young man said, who be this? You know, in an arrogant manner. And I told him, I must confess, I told him to leave the compound, please. Please kindly leave to avoid rancor, because we are all human. He was looking at me in such a way that I could not take it. I told him to leave. Now, because of that, telling somebody to leave, the next morning, these things I'm saying, there are witnesses. The next morning, this lady rushed 6 a.m. to the police. She wrote in the police that I assaulted her, I did her, I did the other one, I'm a kidnapper, I'm a this, I'm a that.
Which police station?
Igondo police station. Now she went there and gave that report. Now me, when I noticed that she has left very early in the morning, I also left. So when I left, on getting to the police station, she has made report already. And police was giving first come, first serve. Now, when I got there, due to the fact that the police knows me, they know who I am, they know what I'm capable of doing, the matter was settled. As it were, it was settled, you know, and then we left there. As I was in that police, she gathered her people, both sisters, both brothers. There are witnesses, like I'm saying. Both brothers, both sisters, they were lambasting and throwing stones in my compound, where she lived. Now, her sisters were packing sand from my compound, saying they are using sand. They will kill him. They will kill him. Now, the sand they pack, I am still here by the grace of God. Now, they were packing sand and saying all manner of things. Now, they went as far as going upstairs to harass my wife, threaten her life, hitting on the door profusely.
Which day precisely?
The precise date, if I can't recall it now, but I can get it later. So they were hitting at the door. They went upstairs. Somebody aided them at the step, because somebody lived upstairs with me, and they are all collaborators. Now the person opened the door, which I don't usually open, the step. They opened the door, and then they found their way upstairs. All kinds of hoodlums. They were hitting, and then my wife was calling me, and she was afraid. I told her, don't step outside, stay inside, I'm at the police. I am coming there with the police. So before I could get there with the police, before the police could service their car and start their car, before we could get there, they have disappeared. Now the matter was looking like we don't know what we are saying. But I thank God that there are people around. There are people around that witness this, because they will deny it vehemently. Because of what they did in the police, they said all kinds of things about me, which I don't know anything about. So, at the end of the day, this woman has refused to pack out of the compound. Rather, she's going about saying that she will stay there as long as she wants. She has locked me outside my compound twice. And then because she controls the other tenants, she tells the children of the tenants living downstairs, come on, get back and don't open that gate. What is all this kind of humiliation? What have I done? Now, the person that opened that gate was a sister to that woman that was staying with her because she just put to bed. They were doing all these things.
You did not call on your wife to come and open the door?
No. My wife was not on phone. My wife's phone has issue. The children broke the phone. So my wife, I can't reach her. I was just hitting the gate.
All through the period she was locking you outside?
Yes. Yes. And she was watching me. She was inside looking at me and laughing. Now,
and she knew that your wife's phone was bad, that you cannot reach her?
No, I didn't know. I didn't know if she's aware.
Okay.
So, people, it was so shameful. People in the street were noticing that something just happened. They noticed that this person was walking in front of me and I'm coming behind. They noticed that this person just entered and me cannot enter. It was humiliating, man.
As in, they bought it or she padlocked
it? She bought it. No, she bought it. Now, a little boy was rushing when the boy noticed that it was me. The boy was rushing to go and open the gate. She shouted on that boy, and that boy retreated. When the boy retreated, the person that now opened that gate was a sister to that woman that she was collaborating with. Her sister that was with her, that came for what we call a mugo, for her sister, to help her when she delivered. It was that lady that feared God small that came and opened that gate. And I came into my compound. Ma, to tell you the fact, I resolved that I will not take her to the police, that this matter, when her rent expires, that she's leaving. And this whole matter will die. But now, her rent has everything, and the notice has expired since 31st of August. And this is the 3rd month. And she's bragging all over the street that she will not leave. It's a room and parlor self-contained. She's the first tenant. It's the house I just completed.
How much is that?
100, and the person living upstairs pays 200. But I considered them because she's a lady. And I collected 180 from them. And the person living upstairs...
How many of them are in the room where she is?
She's alone there. Apart from the incessant men that comes to sleep there and go, another one comes tomorrow, the ones that comes to go and the ones that stay.
Like what, when you say men come to the house late hour, you are staying upstairs, right?
I'm staying upstairs.
Okay, like at what hours? What's the
11, 12.
11, 12.
Yes, and if key is not available to open it, you need to see the noise she will start making that night. It's not that we are not bringing key. It's not that the key is with me. The key is with her friend, though, like still living downstairs. But she will start making sing unnecessary.
How come that each tenant ought to have their own key or access to the compound?
Now, the access is there hanging in the compound for everybody to use.
How?
The key to the compound is hanging in the compound.
No, if you are a tenant in this compound, you have more than 1, 2, 3 tenants. Each tenant ought to have key that they use. They go out, and each time you are coming in, you have no reason. No tenant should have any reason disturbing the other neighbor. You open the key quietly, you go into the house. They are not
disturbing neighbors, like I said.
But you say she disturbs neighbor each time she comes in because she have to call somebody to open the door.
No, I didn't say she has to call somebody. I'm talking about she just creates sin.
No, that is what I'm saying. If I'm coming into, this is a compound.
Yes.
If I'm coming into this compound, and we all know that each tenant have their own key, you padlock the key from inside, and there is an entrance. There is a space where you pass your own hand through to open the padlock. So there is nobody that have any reason to bolt it from inside. So once each tenant is using key to access the compound, you don't have any reason to call anybody to open door for you, except on later, okay, maybe there is a condition that if you go out at least from 12 o'clock, they have to padlock the compound in order to avoid anything. That is if there is a condition like that that are attached to that. That is the only reason where people call their own siblings or their family member in the house to help them open the door from inside. But a situation like that, a house where you are not occupying alone with yourself and your family, every other tenant in that compound must have key, have access to the key, the padlock where they come in and go out at their own convenience without disturbing any other person.
The thing is that we have not put that kind of key, that jam lock key.
It's not jam lock, no. Padlock. Padlock.
The padlock, the key is accessible to everybody. We can call somebody else.
That is the reason why, because I'm still going to interview her. That is the reason why you are having issue on her going into the compound and you cannot come into the compound, because if you have key and she goes in and she know people come in with key and she go into padlock or bolt from inside, that is where you will be mad with her for whatever reason. But once they don't have any avenue where they padlock the key or you hang the key inside, you have no reason to be hanging key where people will pick it, open it and hang it back. Each tenant, including yourself and your family member, should have key. When you have a padlock that does not have multiple keys that will open it, then you duplicate the key to every tenant. So you go out, you don't have any reason to disturb anybody to come opening door for you. But are you done with your statements? That just caught my attention.
Yes, I'm almost done. The bottom line now is that the key. Talking about the key, we have met several. I'm going to duplicate the key to give to everybody.
No, you did not.
But we have not. Not that I did not.
You said you have met that you are going to duplicate the key.
Yes.
So if you say all of you have met and you promise that you are going to duplicate the key and you did not duplicate, then that's why it said that you have not.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So the bottom line is that is just the side of the matter, the key matter. She has not had issue coming in or going out of the compound. Nobody has had issue with that. The only thing I told you is the one that was done intentionally by her. That's just the thing that's happened.
But in order not to have a constant similar issues with your tenants, we still have to tell you how things like that, how a situation like that can be handled. Okay. But nevertheless, you said you have served that notice.
Yes.
6 months.
Yes.
And you have served her 7 days.
Yes.
And to this moment she refused to pass out.
Yes.
Then let's hear out from her. Okay, she right?
Yes, ma'am.
How are you?
I'm fine, ma'am.
Okay, you heard what your landlord said.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you respond to that, please?
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, when you called me, actually, I already had a call from the courts that the paper was issued to me, and I must say thank you very much for inviting me here. Ma'am, this is my landlord. My name is Okechukwu Nkechi Mildred. Ma'am, after my service from Abuja, a friend promised me work in Lagos, which makes me to move down from Abuja to Lagos. My first time coming to Abuja, in Lagos after my service, I rented a house with, which Mr. Ifejabo Emeka owns. Me renting the house, I saw other houses, but because of the way the security around the compound is, that was why I rented the house. So when I rented this house, initially, it was okay. I noticed everything that was not in place, which he asked me that before I moved in, that's when am I coming back?
Like what and what?
The key was not there.
Key
was not fixed in the gate.
The gate or your own room?
The gate key. Even when I want to move it, I wasn't around. The people that brought down my goods, they have to stay a while outside, waiting for him to come down from upstairs and bring the key, which I said it's okay because I've not moved it properly. So there's no way he can give me key. You cannot put your hand from the gate unless someone inside.
Have to come and open
Someone
it.
inside have to come and open the gate. So when I moved in the house, I have a good conversation with my landlord there, which I pleaded with him. I said, see everything happening. I love the way this security is being here, that we should keep to it. But if we can have our own key, so nobody will disturb each other. And as you can see, I'm staying alone. I told him that I will be staying alone. That I just passed out my service. That if they can be key, so that anytime I'm going for search of job. But before then, I was still having some business, online business, that I'm using to survive. Man, when I packed in the compound, that first day that they were arranging my house, carpenter was building something, my television, because the room is very small. The room cannot contain 3 seats of chair. So I have to work some things at the wall to have my comfort. My landlord moved in. The way he bagged the door, what came to my mind first, I said, Jesus, hope I'm not in the wrong place. He called the carpenter, the furniture guy, said, that thing you are knocking there is wire all over the wall. My furniture guy said, Auntie, you know us, you cannot rent this house. That was what my furniture guy said. I said, my case is different. And moreover, we are all Igbos. He will treat me well. That was my confidence. 2 weeks after, I had a light issue. Which for 2 weeks, I never had lights. I called my landlord here. I said, Dad, I call him Daddy. Because despite, I'm not considering the age. Since he's my landlord, he's the owner of my house. I have to respect him. I said, Daddy, I don't have lights in my house. He said, how long? I said, this is just 1 week that I don't have lights. I was thinking that it's a little fault that will come up. He said, okay. He spoke to me friendly. He said, okay, calm down. I will look for solution. After 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, I went back to him. I said, sir, the lights have not come. Come and see the way my landlord responded to me. I became scared. I went downstairs back.
What was his response?
Why are you disturbing me? I said, sir, please now. I will quarreling. I just told you before, you spoke to me in a friendly manner. Why are you angry? I thought maybe he was angry. To be frank, I thought maybe he was angry. After that day, the next day, I went to meet him again. I said, sir, they're not fixing the lights. My landlord passed me and drove his car off. Then I called my elder sister. She stays in Lagos. I said, Auntie, up to now I don't have lights. He said, have you discussed with your landlord? I said, yes. He said, go and meet him again because it's your right. I met my landlord did not respond. Again, not utter a word. I went to his wife so that it should be woman and woman talk. Though the woman is senior to me, right, all right. I said, Auntie, because I don't have lights. And I've spoke with your husband. After today night, it will be 2 weeks now. I don't have lights. What should I do? He said, the husband matter no dey let talk. I shouldn't go there. That anyway, he will still talk to him when he comes back. I gave him the grace of 2 days. I won't lie to you. I'm a human being. I went ahead and bring the electrician to fix my lights. I said, moreover, I paid for my caution fee, I paid for my bill, I paid everything. Why will I stay in the house without lights? I brought a man that will fix my lights. He's an electrician, and the person that gave it to me, he said anywhere the community lights have problem, is the one that normally comes to fix it. This man came and fixed the lights. When my landlord came, the man now said, why I wasn't having light, that I have a separate, that the landlord fixed it separate line. Everybody should have their own line. I said, okay. He said that my line, they won't be light, that it's 40. I said, okay, how can we do for me to have light? He said, unless I have to connect from landlord's pole. So we should be using one face. Like 3 face, we'll be changing it together. I said, okay. I called my landlord to inform him. My landlord did not pick his call. I said, I cannot stay in darkness again. Before you know, they will bring bill for me to pay, and I must pay. It's my duty. But I told the man to fix it and make sure that, sir, please fix it with care. Make sure that nothing, there won't be any problem. He said that,
is it a prepaid meter?
Then it wasn't a prepaid meter, man. They fixed the lights. So when my landlord came by 7 o'clock because I don't like keeping late nights. I'm very scared. So my landlord came. I was in the bathroom bathing. I heard someone hitting my door. Ma, I won't lie to you. God bear me witness. I came out with towel, which I've never done before, with the fear in me.
You are afraid and you came out with towel, eh?
Yeah. Like the place I want to, because I have protector. You get, I want to peep.
Yeah.
Who was hitting the door before I can go inside and change. Immediately I saw that it was my landlord. I said, Daddy, is it you? He said, yes, I should come. What happened to the lights? I said, please give me chance. Let me dress up and come outside. Before I now opened my protector and came outside. When I came outside, man, honestly, I won't lie to you. God bear me witness. My landlord was shouting as if I'm not a tenant in that house. Who gave you the right to bring somebody into this house and fix the lights? Who gave you the right? You know how much I built this house? I built this house with 24 million. I built this house with this. I do this. I said, sir, I'm sorry, sir, but you know I complained about this lights. You promised me that you bring somebody. Yes, I'm not having lights. How will I cope without lights? And you know, since I'm staying there though, it's only light that can keep me busy. Which, you know, if I don't charge my phone, I don't listen to, I don't watch movie. Let me use the word movie. How will I cope? The house will be boring. I pleaded with my landlord. Yes, my landlord was shouting. Not until my up labor came down. Then came down, sir. The person that came to do this thing is not a carpenter. It's his work. Is anything wrong with it? He said no. Nobody should tamper with all his work. We don't know how he got this money to build this house. Everything, anything. The only thing that came out from him was pleading because I don't know him. I don't know why. As in, I've not known him well. I moved in. I was coming down. I said, sir, Ozugbo, please, I won't do it again. I promise you. This kind of thing will not happen again. I moved inside my house. Man, you cannot beat a baby and tell the baby not to cry. When I was going inside, with the anger in me, even when I did not talk to this landlord, I have to back my door with speed. You get? The next day, the wife came to meet me. That who gave me the right to back door on his husband? I said, ma, who gave me the, but I don't, the husband say I challenged him. I didn't challenge him. Ma, I thought you would come to me and say you tried for managing my husband like you didn't utter any word. That was what I was expecting from you. The woman said, who gave me, how much did I pay? Said that if I do now, they will give me my money. That was when my fear began. I said, Chineke, how will I do this thing? How will I go? I said, but I now called that woman downstairs. This woman, she said that she want to bring now. That turned to my enemy. She's from my village. The woman now called the wife and said, you have to talk to your husband. What your husband did, though I wasn't there then. What your husband did is very wrong. The woman have not moved in. It was after the incident the woman moved in. And the woman now saw what happened between me and the wife. You get? The woman now said, what if what this lady is telling me is what your husband did? Your husband is wrong. When your husband is wrong, you can't be right. You can't be supporting him because one day we use it on you. That was the word the woman told the wife. After that day, someday we started living. But man, to my greatest fear, anytime I go outside, everybody, they can speak the truth. They will bear me witness. Anytime I go outside, either to hunt for job or to sell my products.
What do you sell?
I sell online cream. Like this So White. My sister brings it from France. The original one. I sell it. I sell other things. Man, anytime I go out, either to search for job or to sell something I have. But if I come inside, nobody to open the gate for me. I will sit outside till that lady upstairs comes back. If she's not around though, till she comes back, she will call the husband because I can't be calling someone's husband like that. You get? Till she comes back before she will open the gate. Sometimes she will be asleep. If I call her twice, if she didn't pick, I will say maybe this woman is asleep. I will stay outside with those people selling something. I will sit down there and be waiting till they open the gate, or maybe someone will be going out. There was a day, man, I went at First Tag. Someone invited me at First Tag for one job like that. I went there. On my way coming back, hold up, tracked me down. I came back by 8, which on me, I don't like keeping late nights. I came back late, man. I was at the gate calling my landlord's number, calling the wife.
What time?
By 8 o'clock. Landlord nobody came downstairs to open the gates for me. One aboki there that saw shoe, he told me, madam, hit the gates well. How they go say they know they hear you? I said, man, this thing don't tire me. How can I be in a house? I don't have access to the gates. If I want to go out, either I call, please give me the key. Either I say, come and open, that I'm tired, that I cannot continue this anymore. Okay, my words came to our argument that is making me angry, that you don't want to open up. I will open up to you. My landlord brought a bill of 17,000 to me. That was argument between both of us. So we both misunderstood ourselves that very day. I must tell you the truth. My landlord was telling me that our bill is 17,000. Me, I was saying I won't pay 17,000 a month. That was the argument between both of us. Misunderstand, like I said earlier. Are you getting me? He said 17,000. I said, landlord, I can't pay 17,000. He was arguing. He has hot temper that he cannot control himself. He was arguing, shouting. The next thing I did, I went inside. Man, come to realize the issue. He was actually saying that our bill in the compound is 17,000. That's me right though. That the thing is not even supposed to bring issue between both of us after we realize our mistakes. You get? So when my neighbor now explained to me, Auntie Mildred, do you know what landlord is trying to say? I said no. He said our bill is. I said wow, but he didn't explain well to me. I said anyway, that one won't bring issue to me. Do you know when we were arguing? Do you know what came out from my landlord's mouth? My landlord said, "We give you your money, nah. How much is it?" I said, but person and person they get argument now. It mustn't come to you must back. Is that a threat? I came from somewhere anyway. So my neighbor now said I should go and meet him and apologize to him, which I did with my uncle. My uncle that signed for me. My uncle that signed for me before I entered the house. Went upstairs to call this man. Like, this thing shouldn't bring issue between you and this lady. That is just a minor argument. This, my landlord there said, no, I cannot tolerate her anymore. She must pack. Before my uncle I said, did you give her this house free? We are trying to bring up issue, settle issue, saying she must pack. It's like you have hot temper. That was when my uncle came inside and said, anything I'm doing, I should be careful with my landlord. That my landlord has hot temper and he refused to understand anybody. He believes that anything he does is the right thing. I should be mindful of everything I'm doing here. Man, a day came. This thing is saying that I went to police station. A day came, my cousin, the same parents with my mother, the son came, he stays around me, came to my house. We are outside eating rice. Outside my neighbor's house, the phone's back on it there. We are eating rice. My landlord just walked to the gate. This thing I'm telling you was around 7. We walked to the gate to lock the gate. And my cousin was telling me, hey, I think it's a beggar, make it no lock gate and they go up. Because when he locks the gate, he will take the key upstairs. He will take the key upstairs. So he said, I think it's a beggar, help me beggar, make you not take this. I go work the next day. I say, no worry, it's your rice food. Because he called me, don't have food at home. That day was Sunday. I said, oh yeah, come and eat. When he was eating, my landlord just came and said, why they look me? Why they look me like that? I said, I don't understand. Don't see. They look at you. Carry your eye, go down. I don't get power to fight. So that was what I was telling my cousin. My cousin, but I'm not looking at him now. The next thing my landlord did was to raise up machetes to beat my cousin in my front. Raised up machetes to beat him.
Machetes,
He brought it.
You said he was going to lock the
gates.
Okay, what connects locking of gate with machetes? Was he going to cut grass then?
No, he wasn't going to cut grass.
So how did he come with
the gen house there. The gen house. He was telling my cousin, why did they look me? Why did they look me? My cousin said, sir, I'm not looking at you. He said, get out from this house. The matter is still in the station. You can get it from the station. He said, why did they look? My cousin said, but I'm not looking at you. Why I go look you? What's happened? He said, do you know this is my house? Do you know that this is my house? Get out from my house. My cousin said, sir, I'm eating. I'm not dragging the house with you. When I finish eating, I will leave your house. The next thing this man did was to go to the gen house to bring out machetes and use it to flog my cousin and lift my cousin outside the gates.
Who was there?
Street people came out. That was the reason why I went to station to report the case. You get?
Who put the machetes there?
It's the Jen house where we park Jen. It's the owner of the. You are the owner of the market.
No, you don't disturb with that kind of laugh. Even if you want to laugh, you are distracting the
Okay,
office,
okay,
no matter
okay.
what. Yeah.
Sorry.
Shovel
Also
is
making
there.
a statement. What you should be
Sorry.
also be laughing when you were talking.
Sorry.
Shovel is there. Rake is there because we use it to rake out the gutter. All these gutter that gather water. Rake is there. Shovel is there. Everything is packed at the Jen house. Even as I'm talking to you now, everything is packed there. He went inside there and brought it out and used it to flog my cousin and lift my cousin and throw him outside the gate, which our neighbor beside us came out and said, Mr. Maker, this thing you did is so bad. Why will you do a thing like that? Don't you know this boy? He's a cousin to your tenant. Which they advised me.
You have the neighbor's number?
No.
Yeah, I have it.
You have the number. So he drove him out before everything. Then I said I should go to the station. That this thing is becoming too much. Which I went to the station to report the case. So when I went to the station, they called him. I don't know, he didn't pick. So later, when my sister came to my house, that was when he now moved to the station. They now called me that the person you came here to report is already in the station. Calm down. And I went to the station. We now met Miss Salem, one woman that now handled the case. Everything. The woman now said, if I put you in the cell, if you look as if your tenant put you in the cell, and when you come out, the trouble will continue. Let me settle both of you. The woman now asked him to tell me sorry, which he did. After that, the woman now asked me to tell him sorry so that we can be living in peace, which I did. We both went home. Ma'am, after that, and my landlord have been bragging that a day that my rent expires, that 31st of September, August, that I'm going to pack, they held a meeting concerning sweeping, ma'am, which they did not invite me. But this woman that is talking about was the person that called me and said, do you know why your landlord did not invite you to this meeting? I said no. He said that day your rent will expire is that day you will pack. I said, me, if I even have my way now, if I have the money, truth to God, I will pack. I wish I have the money with the heat that is given to me. Okay, he has fees prepaid. I don't have key to that prepaid. We are two using the prepaid meter.
You don't need key to go to prepaid. What do you need for the prepaid?
I cannot load it when the lights.
Okay.
Yes.
You can't use your.
Yes. I don't have access to the prepaid. If the woman is not around, he might be around, but he will choose not to fix the lights till that woman comes back, because that woman needs the lights. You understand? Ma, that's how we stay till the woman comes back. I'm saying that I don't want to pack. I swear I want to pack. If I have the money now as we are speaking, I will leave that house immediately.
You said your sister is living in Lagos here.
Yes, with the family.
But you are living alone.
Yes, I'm living alone.
What are the properties in that house?
In my house?
Yes.
Okay. I have my bed.
Yes.
I built the wardrobe myself.
Yes.
Okay. I have my washing machine. I have my fridge.
Hold on. Yeah.
I have my fridge. I have my one-seater. One parlor seater, my telly, and my kitchen items.
One room, right?
Room and parlor.
Room and parlor set.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, I'm not sure. Should I go on?
Go and summarize, please.
Okay. So, after they held the meeting concerning sweeping, they didn't invite me, which they said no need because I'm packing. I was surprised. A message came to my phone on the 21st that we are supposed to visit the court. The court now because of the crisis around. Mr. Maker came to my window shouting that if she doesn't live in peace, she will live in pieces. I was like, oh, this thing is not me. I said, yes, if she doesn't live in peace. He was in my window there shouting. I kept quiet. I did not say anything. Not until the wife came down to meet him at my window side again. The wife was singing, Ma, you know what I did next? I packed the little things I can pack to my friend's side at Lekki. That was when you called me. I said I'm not around. Even he can confirm this. He can confirm that I've not been around. Because the problem they are giving me is becoming too much. If I want to go home, if that lady is not around, how will I enter the house? If I'm coming out, the trouble has become too much. That nobody, he has instructed everybody in that compound not to open gates. When I called that girl, the lady, I'm sorry to call her girl, the woman, I called her that, ma, please, I will be coming back. He said, Mr. Maker say, make the no open gates for you.
Mr. Maker, first of all, you served that notice from court.
Yes.
Have
Yes.
you withdrawn the case? Have you withdrawn from court?
Yes, I told the.
No, we have to see the copy of the withdrawal for us to preside this case properly. Because if you sue anybody, tenant in court, and you apply to this office for a resolution, you must withdraw the case from court so as to enable us resolve amicably. There are so many lapses I've seen in this place. Nkechi, when you were entering, did they tell you time when to go out and not when to come in?
No, ma'am.
Were you told that you're not supposed to come in with men?
No, ma'am.
Have you for once offended the wife and you went back to apologize? Be sincere. I just want the truth and nothing but the truth.
Yes, I did offend her. That issue, after I advised her that me and that woman at the downstairs spoke to her that, auntie, this thing you are doing, if you start using it with your husband will use it against you. If I raised my voice on you, I am sorry. Don't make that get you angry. That was the apology. Just for us to live in peace. If I don't want peace, even when she was the one that offended me, I won't tell her I'm sorry.
Okay, secondly, have you been locking him outside, sincerely speaking? She said, tell us the reason why you see him coming in and you padlock from inside. Because something must prompt your action.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, I saw him when I was coming from a bike. It was only for them to open gates for him. Ma'am, I must tell you the truth. I'll be staying outside. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
I'll be staying outside. Anytime I come inside, anytime I come from outside, I will stay outside sometimes 2 hours. So he was coming, and a small baby have already come to open the gates for me. He was not the one that called the baby. That was why I used that anger.
And padlocking.
Yeah, I didn't padlock it. I just used the gates. Yes. Because I wish there is a hand to took in. He would have opened it too. That was why I said, suffer waiting at the suffer too.
Like how many times did that happen?
That was once, man.
Okay, and you are willing to back out, right?
If I have the money.
It's just a room now. Just a room and parlor.
Yes, ma'am.
I will advise you to back out, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Mr. Emeka, right?
Yes.
Okay. Emeka Okechukwu.
Okay.
Emeka, okay. One, we're not going to conclude on this case today. First, you have to go and withdraw the case from court so that we'll be able to settle amicably here. And I must tell you the truth. You said how you dress your bed, that is exactly how you lie on it. If you dress your bed with white bed sheets, you of course you know that you have to clean up yourself first very well before you lie on it. Otherwise, you stain the bed sheet, except you are not a decent person per se. Then another thing again, which I noticed, which I've tried to correct, even though you were not given the room, was that you having tenants in your apartment, in your building, and you are comparing them to be picking key either from you or waiting after the order to be picking key from the other co-tenants, which is totally bad. It's not acceptable, because if you keep building a house, that house must be inheritance. You must place it in a condition where people that lives in your house, they will gain that comfort, and on their own, we will not tolerate any tenants whatsoever that want to infringe on the right of any landlord. Same way applicable to tenants. If you have people as tenants in your house, you must give them that freedom. You must allow them to exercise their rights. You must give them what is due to them, and you must not in any way want to tie them or compel them to be living or subject them living life under your own control. Because who comes to your house as a tenant is not your kid, is not your child, is not your wife, neither your sibling. As you can see, she's a single girl, and for whatever reason, she would want to settle down. And that doesn't mean if one man comes to her house, that you meet one man or meet two men in her house, meaning she's a flat. After all, you are living upstairs and there is no kids there living downstairs as well. You have your family living upstairs, you have other tenants living downstairs. So every other person, because if you are in the Western world and we're more than 15 people living in a building, and maybe somebody is a slot there living in the same building, what the landlord is concerned about, pay your bills, pay your rent, and every other thing is Scheißegal. And now not living in your house, you don't need to be checkmating her lifestyle. Who visited, who did not visit. She have right to her privacy. She have right to invite anybody to her house. She have right to bring her boyfriend to her house. She have right to any other person visiting her. So if you are checking who visit her, what time did the person go out, she's not answerable to you. She is your tenant. For cry out loud, she's not your wife, neither your girlfriend. That is number one. Number two, harassing people, a visitor right in front of her, whether you touch the person, whether you walk the person out, whether you slap the person or use any object on that person. That is another height of embarrassment. That is infringement of her privacy, which shouldn't be, even if she's your tenant. Then thirdly, how long did she complain about her lights? How long did she complain about the lights?
When I was making my own, when I was
Let me speak up, please.
When I was presenting my own matter,
Yeah.
I did not call that area. Why I didn't call it is not because I didn't recall it. That night was the period of time when she moved in. Now, that house was a new house. There is an electrician that handled the lights.
No, was there any time she complained about the lights?
Yes, there was.
For how long did she wait before she had to fix the light herself?
It was not more than 2 days.
Not more than 2 days?
Yes.
Not a week?
Ma, excuse me, ma.
No, just answer me. We cannot do it. We have other case to attend
It was
to.
not more than 2 days.
Not more than 2 days.
Not more than 2
And
days.
thereafter, she decided to connect it herself.
Yes.
Which is very wrong.
So illegal.
Kechi.
The light was so wrongly
Okay.
done.
Yeah, which is bad. It's not good. Even because even if you are going out of the house, you are still going into another house.
Yes, ma'am.
There are some things you don't do yourself, and there are some laws you don't take into your hands. There are some buildings that they conduit. When you are hitting on the wall, you can hit the wire, and that can level spark, that can kill the whoever, the carpenter, that the furniture person that comes to your house. You don't hit on wall because you don't know where they conduit the wire, if it's properly conduit. Another thing again, hitting something on somebody's building wall, you are devaluing the house.
Okay.
Yes. It's just because Nigerians who don't even know how to rent apartment out to people. You don't go into somebody's house and begin to use concrete nails and open holes all over the room. What about is a room that is screened? It's going to cause a lot of damages into the building. So if you are going into an apartment, you must have a good concrete agreement with your landlord. When you complain about the lights, and the light was not for, it's so discomfort for somebody to stay in an apartment without lights. You can, mostly when others are having light and you are staying in darkness, it's annoying. And which, when you complain, you ought to have taken drastic steps to ensure they restore the lights. But the issue is your word against his word. You said it's 2 weeks, while you said it's not up to 2 days.
Ma, do you know what gave me the courage to even face my nights?
No.
The thing started affecting my up neighbor. Are you getting me? My up neighbor now said.
But was it 2 days or 2 weeks?
It was more than.
Don't hit the table.
Sorry, ma. This thing is 2 weeks. I've stayed for 1 week.
It's all right. Now the light is working there.
Yes, but I don't have key to my prepaid. I cannot resource.
Hold on, Mr. Yes, just like I say, there are things, there are rights to don't also deprive. Even as it is, even if the case is in court, you are not going to cut off her lights. You will not deprive her having access to the light. But mandatory, she must be paying for the NEPA bills. Every utility bills in that house, she must pick the bills. That is mandatory, it's compulsory. She cannot default in that area until the court decide that as it is, we want you to withdraw the case from court so as to resolve.
The process, they will flip it. Maybe this week.
Yeah. Once you get the withdrawal letter, refer it back to us in our office. We need a copy of it. Then we'll call the two parties. We'll agree peacefully for you to move out. You understand me? You are a young lady and you are still growing. So don't try in any way to begin to dent your future. Don't try in any way to begin to hinder your progress. Yes. That house is not comfortable for you. And if whatever, don't even think I'm looking for money. If it need be for you to pick your things and hide somewhere and have your life to yourself, I'll prefer you to do that. But before that is done, we must get a withdrawal letter from court that the case against you has been withdrawn by the lawyer, and they will bring us the withdrawal letter. Then we'll resolve amicably. And if you want to go back to the house, you can go back to the house. And if she's returning back to the house, she must have access to a prepaid meter so that she can load lights and make use of the lights. Between now and when we get the withdrawal letter and call for the final resolution, please, anything that you needed to do as a tenant there, do it. If others are sweeping the compound, in as much as you are using your leg to pass the compound, sweep your own tongue. If others are paying for the what is it called, PSP bill, and they bring to you, pay it. Don't default in anything until you pack out. So you communicate with your lawyer and get back to us when the letter is withdrawn. Then we'll invite both of you for final resolution. Is that okay by you? Is that okay by you?
Yes, I must say thank you very much.
Welcome.
But you said it that I should look for a way and plan. I don't know. That should be very difficult.
No.
But if you can give me a little time.
No, when we come, we'll give you. No, don't worry. When you come, there are some times we'll give to you.
Okay.
We cannot ask you to pack overnight.
Okay.
We are going to give you time to pack out.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
No problem. All right. Thank you, viewers, for being with us. .ng. The case is going to be postponed till we get a withdrawal letter from court, where we'll have the parties back again for better and peaceful resolution. Have a very wonderful day and be with us in another moment for that interesting case. God bless you. Please like and share on this page. Bye.